Cloud. Recording in progress. So I'm going to mute everybody. We're working on cross crawl today, which is coordinating right brain, left sides of the body, which like the left side of the body corresponds with the right brain and vice versa. And so it's a functional movement pattern that we learn as babies. When we're crawling, we're getting things moving in the right and the left sides. Actually, my old dog, Elle, ended up with a neurological problem. And she was walking one whole side of her body, both back leg and front leg on the right side move forward at the same time, and the same thing on the left, which is weird, right? It doesn't look right. There's something wrong. So she had a misfire in that communication of the brain and the body. And it happens. So as we get older, if we're not practicing some of this stuff, we can lose some of that coordination, and it can spill out into other parts of our lives as well. In fact, I was reading, as I was researching, preparing for today's class, I found that this one golfing instructor realized that he thought that his clients weren't benefiting from that right-left coordination as much as they could. So he started having them do cross crawl practices, and he had them do these practices 20 minutes a few times a day, one exercise. He did measurements before and after for joint mobility and range of motion, and it blew him away. He was like, I can't, I have a small sample size. I can't make, huge generalities about how successful this was because it was so small. But in what I saw with this group, it was a tremendous asset for balance, for coordination, agility, and the way that we think, the way we read, write, dexterity using our hands. So I thought it'd be fun to do some of these. Most of the class is going to be working on cross crawl patterning, which I've never taught a whole class that is just about cross crawl. I've integrated it into many of my classes as pieces of it. So energetically, if you get wiped out, a couple of things. One is that your brain may not be that strong in doing these kinds of practices. So you might just pay attention to that. You might also just be plain tired, right? So depending on how you start and what you notice through the practice. And the other is just like energetically, you take breaks. If you need to, just pause and then rejoin when you can. And just know that, you can do some more of this practice later. I said we were going to start the meditation at about 2:45. I'm going to try to change that to 2:30. So because Jerry Ann had to leave a little bit early. So we'll try to do that at 2:30. And then we'll do some more cross crawl practices after the meditation and see if it made a difference. Because the meditation that we're going to do is also focused on right brain, left brain, with vocalization, with using our fingers and stuff like that. So we're going to do most of the stuff that we're going to do is going to be either seated or standing. But I think it's a good idea if we just start on the floor, just to kind of get grounded and to do things comfortably. Because we've already done it. You guys have already been familiar. In fact, let me show you the first exercise. You guys have done this before, and so we'll just start on the floor. I'll show it kind of on an angle. And that is when we're laying out, we're going to take the right arm and the left leg overhead, and then the left arm and the right leg. So we're just going to kind of march in place as one of our warm-ups, and then we'll build from there. Okay, so you're going to need space to take your arms overhead. You're going to need a pillow, possibly. You won't need any other props. So just make some clear space. After that, we'll transition to the chair. And then from there, maybe to standing. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate these because I'm also recording. And just lay down on the floor. And I think, which way am I going to do that? And just lay down on the floor. And you can hug your knees into your chest for a few breaths, just to stretch out. You can rock and roll a little side to side, get cozy. Right, so as I also mentioned in the email, like sometimes this stuff gets a little confusing. I can get confused teaching it. So just know that that's possible and don't worry about it. Just do your best. Let your breath be as smooth and coordinated with the movements as you can. If it's an exercise that does coordinate with the breath, not all of them do. Sometimes it'll just be free breathing. So let's go ahead and release the feet to the floor and then stretch the legs out. So the legs are going to be about hip width distance apart. And the arms down by your sides, just resting comfortably. Again, if you need a pillow underneath your head, you can have that. Let's go ahead and draw the toes back so that the ankles are flexed. Your toes are drawing toward the shins. As you do that, if your heels lift up off the floor, just keep the heels down. You don't want to hyperextend the knees. And straighten your legs with muscular effort, so you know you're using them, okay? Then, keeping the legs generally straight, one of them is going to flex at the knee, and the other one is going to stay straight. So just go ahead and bring the left knee in toward your chest, and take your right arm overhead, reaching behind you, and just hold there for a second. And as you're doing that, really make sure that the right arm is straight with a little bit of effort. And you'll notice that the right leg is straight as well. So the whole right side of your body is engaged in similar action. And the left side of your body is doing something different, right? The left knee is bent, the left arm is relaxed on the floor. So right there you have right, left doing different things. Go ahead and release those down to the starting position. And bring your right knee in and left arm overhead and hold that for a couple of breaths. Okay, so keep the arms straight, no bend at the elbow. The left leg is also straight. The right knee is in toward the chest, and you're using some effort to keep that right knee up. So feel that the whole left side of your body is straight and the right side is doing something different. We also, you might notice, have differences between what's happening in the lower part of the body and the upper part of the body. So right side and left side are doing something different, and top and bottom are doing different things too. So we have lots of different quadrants going on here. Let's go ahead and release those back to the starting position. And now we'll coordinate that with the breath. So on an inhale, take right arm, left leg back into that position you just had. And as you exhale, returning to start position. Then switch sides. Right knee, left arm. And they return. Okay, and you're just going to continue to pace on your own breath. Keep it to a sustainable pace. You don't want to do it too fast that you skip over half of the movement or just start to mindlessly move the arm and leg. Definitely do it with the breath. That's going to add another dimension of integrity to the action. And it's more mindful, which is why we're here. One of my yoga teachers says you actually should start the breath just before you start the movement. So you could start your inhale and then take the leg and the arm, the opposite arm, and then start the exhale and return them to position. He actually says it shouldn't just start just before the movement, but it should also end just after the movement. He's pretty detailed, but you can do that if you wanted to. You want to just really fine tune your focus. So we're going to do just a few more of these. When we're getting ready to stop, make sure that it's your right knee and left arm that is the last movement. So last time when you do your right knee, left arm, once you finish that, just go ahead and rest your arms and legs on the floor. Okay, give that a moment. Close your eyes. You're just laying on the floor, your legs are relaxed. Of course, please modify any of these postures. If you need to be more comfortable in a different position, that's fine. But if you can, close your eyes. And now I want you to imagine a great big letter X. X, like W-X-Y-Z, X. And trace that X with your eyes. So go down, from maybe top left to bottom right, and then top right to bottom left, or any variation that you want to do, draw your X, and just keep going. Your eyes should be making the movement. Breathe. Your eyes are tracing the letter X. Give it a few more. And after your next X, just rest, let that go, rest. Rest your eyes. Breathe. Go ahead and bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. And we're going to do something just slightly different. So you're going to, with the arms resting on the floor and the feet resting on the floor, you're going to lift just your left foot up. It could be an inch or so, and then place your left foot down. And do the same with the right. Lift your right foot up and lay it down. Now lift your left foot up and bend your right elbow so that your hand comes up toward the ceiling. Your upper arm stays on the floor. And release your foot and your arm. And then lift the right foot up and bend the left elbow. And lay that down. Okay, and keep going. So left foot, right arm. The elbow just bends. Okay, and if you have to think about it, don't worry about it. I'm having to think about it as I'm talking about it. It might be very easy for you too. That's fine too. Okay, give that a couple more times. See if you can really synchronize that movement so you're done with one at the same time you're done with the other, like they both land at the same time. Okay, good. And then after your right foot comes down, your left arm, just pause and let that happen. Then place your hands on your thighs. So my elbows can stay on the floor with this, but you're hopefully you can reach at least the lowest part of your thighs. Okay. Okay, let's see, what am I doing? What am I doing here? Now, now that you've touched your thighs, you know where they are. Lift your hands away from your thighs so that they're pointing up toward the ceiling. Okay. Now lift your right foot off the floor and touch it. Touch your right thigh with your right hand. Then place your right foot down and keep your right elbow bent. Okay, so we're just going to tap our thigh. So lift your left leg up, touch it with your left hand, place it back down. So we're just going to tap our thigh and lay the foot down. Okay, so we're just simply doing one side the same. The hand touches the same side thigh. Hand touches same side thigh. Good. Now, this is going to require a little bit more effort. You're going to take your hand, your right hand, and touch the left thigh. So go across the body. And then place the right elbow back down, and then left hand to right thigh. So you're going to cross and touch the opposite side. Okay, simple, slow movement, but make that connection that the right hand is now touching the opposite leg, not the same side. Good. Give those a few more. Awesome. Okay, and then after doing your, I think I'm on my left leg, right hand, let that one be your last one. Hug your knees into your chest. Hold on to your legs. All right, so this next one is going to keep the knees in toward your chest. So notice on the back side of your body that you're resting on your sacrum, yeah? And your arms are going to rest on the floor down by your side. So you're not holding the knees anymore. Hopefully this can work. And I hope it can work. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your right arm up toward the ceiling and lift your left foot up toward the ceiling, any amount. And then release those both down to starting position. And then do the other side. The left arm and right foot. And then exhale. Okay. Keep going. You guys got this pretty easy. Okay, I'm about to make it a little bit more challenging, so stay with me here. We're doing great. After you do your left leg, right arm, just pause and rest back to the starting position. So knees in and go ahead and hold them. Okay, I think let's do an intermediate step. Go ahead and place your feet back on the floor. Keep the knees bent and bring your arms by your sides. As you inhale, we're going to bring both arms up toward the ceiling and overhead. So go ahead, arms come up and over, all the way over, as far as you can comfortably go. And then as you exhale, bring both arms down. And do that 2 more times. Okay, so we have 2 feet on the floor. They're just going to stay down. We're taking 2 arms overhead 3 times. Up and over 3 times. Okay. Good. When your arms come back down by your sides, just move them down after that 3rd time. We'll all catch up together. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the arms up and over, except only one of them is going to go all the way overhead. So when we take the arms up toward the ceiling, the left hand is going to stay straight up. You should still be able to see it. The right arm is going to keep going until it's all the way overhead. Okay, behind you. And then exhale, bring your right arm up, catch the left, and bring them both down toward the floor. Good. Inhaling. Stay on the right side, just bring both arms up. The right arm continues overhead. We'll do that 5 times. Both arms come all the way down. Yep, good. Now, if you want to add a little bit more challenge here, as you take the right arm all the way overhead, slide the left leg long on the floor. And as you bring the arm up, slide the leg in and catch the left arm, keep going overhead. Good, going down toward the floor. So as you take your arms up, the right arm keeps going, the left leg might slide along the floor. And exhale, the arm comes up and the knee bends and both arms travel down to starting position. Good, give that one more try on this side. Good job, everybody. Once you're all the way down, you should end up with 2 arms on the floor, 2 feet on the floor. And so now we're going to go right into the left side. So both arms up and left arm continues. And bringing them back up when you're ready. Bring both arms down. So do that about 4 times with just the arm. And then if you were somebody that chose to do the leg action as well, you can add that once you've got this down. Or you can skip it. So there's obviously a lot of kind of moving with the breath here too. So the breath, if my cueing is too fast, do it at your own pace. Slower is actually better neurologically for really establishing an imprint. When we do things fast, we're usually using superficial muscles. When we do things a little bit slower, we're adding deeper level. So the right leg will slide out with the left arm going over if you choose. And do about 3 of those. Maybe 4. And once you're finished with those rounds, just rest. Let that be. Okay. Let's go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. And hold both of your knees with your hands, either on the backs of the knees or over the tops of them. And as you inhale, push your knees forward till your arms straighten. And then exhale, bend both your elbows and bring both knees in. So just simple Apanasana, knees to chest, in and out with your breath. So forward and back. I think of this like an Etch-a-Sketch. I'm just kind of clearing it out. Inhale, push your knees forward, your elbows straighten. Bend your elbows to bring the knees into the chest. So still stay with, no, keep holding the knees the whole time. Yeah, you just push them forward and pull them in. Yeah. Good. Last time. Awesome. And then go ahead and just fold the knees in comfortably. Let's go ahead and roll over to your side. And we'll press up to sitting. We'll come into the chair. That's a lot of cross-crop practice on my floor already. It's 12:22, 25 already. How did that happen? Time flies when you have it done. Or as the frog says, time's fun when you're having flies. That's what the frog says. All right. So This next one actually can be done either seated or standing. So if you want to practice doing work standing, you're more than welcome. But if you're feeling at all imbalanced, I would recommend doing this in the chair. So there's an exercise called the bear crawl. And it's what I was describing earlier. It's like, it should be like the front leg, a front arm, and the back leg. They should be moving together, right? They go like this. And that's what we're going to do. So you can stand if you want and do bear crawl, or you can sit and do bear crawl. And imagine that you guys can keep going. This is what the bear crawl does. Right? And same thing going backwards. They move together. But we're going to do it. Yeah. So you don't even have to do cross here. It's just one arm, one leg, and the other arm, other leg. Just simply walking. In the chair. Yeah. So you're lifting the leg up. Okay. So that's the same kind of crawling pattern that we learned as kids. This is how we crawl along the floor. And this is the same kind of thing that people do when they swim. So swimming is a cross-crawling practice. Yeah? All right, so we're going to do about another 20 seconds of the bear crawl. And this, by the way, is that exercise that that golfer used and had his clients do 20 minutes of this a couple times a day. No, 20 rounds. I think it was 20 rounds, not 20 minutes, 20 rounds, like 3 or 4 times a day. So doing that step. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and quit that. All right, next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to lean back just a little bit. You're going to take your legs out in front of you. You can lean back if you want on this one and cross your right ankle over your left knee. Or right ankle over your left ankle. So ankles are crossed out in front of you. Okay. Then reach your arms in front of you and take your left arm over the right. Turn your hands so they face each other and interlace your hands. So my hands are out in front of me. I crossed. I started like took my hands just crossed, I turned them so they faced each other and interlaced them. And then see if you can bring your elbows down and your hands up. There you go. Hold that and breathe. So the right ankle is over the left ankle. And we're just holding this and breathing. Okay, steady breath in. Steady breath out. So cross crawl is anything that comes across the midline of the body. So we're also going to do that in a moment. Okay, let's go ahead and stretch the knuckles forward. Undo your hands and undo your legs. And we'll switch sides. So take your left ankle over your right. Arms up in front of you. Right over left. Flip your palms to face each other, interlace your hands, and bring them in toward your chest. And hold. And just breathe right here. You got it, Catherine. Good. Just getting the body parts to cross across the midline. Another exercise that is also a cross-crawl practice that we're about to do in a moment is, like bicycles when you're laying on your back and you're doing the core work, the abdominals, where you're taking your elbow to the opposite knee. We're about to do that, but we're going to do the seated version. Let's go ahead and stretch your knuckles forward. Undo your fingers, undo your arms, undo your legs. All right. And then sit a little forward on your chair. Bring your elbows up. Take an inhale, connect right elbow, left knee, and across. And exhale, and then inhale. Exhale and inhale and exhale. Nice and slow. You can pull the belly in as you twist and bring your elbow towards your opposite knee. Yep. You're also getting some good core work here. Good. Good. See what would happen if you try to touch your ankle with your hand instead of your knee. Can you touch your ankle? There you go. Exhale. Nice. Exhale. Exhale. Great. Let's do about 5 more to each side. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Again, my pacing might be different from yours. 4, 4, 5, 5. Nice. And release. Good job. Go ahead and shrug your shoulders. Do whatever you need to get out of that. It's time to do meditation. So I think I'm going to pause here and we can just rest the breath while I describe what we're about to do. So I sent you the instructions. We're going to do a meditation that's called, it's called a Kirtan Kriya. And a Kriya is a practice for a particular purpose. And this one is for synthesizing integration of brain. It improves memory. It actually helps people with dementia or staving off the progression of dementia and Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's Foundation used this meditation and Kriya. And there's a couple other studies ongoing, including one at UCLA that is using this as well for a long-term study on the effects of meditation, specifically one that uses our digits and a little bit of visualization. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sing for 2 minutes, and then we're going to whisper this mantra for 2 minutes, and then we're gonna do 4 minutes of saying it silently in our own heads. We should have the kind of cadence down by then. We're going to come back and do 2 more minutes of whispered and 2 more minutes of singing. Okay, so it's a total of about 12 minutes. While we are chanting, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing it out kind of on our fingers. So it goes sa, ta, na, ma. It's index finger, thumb, sa. Ta to the middle fingers. This is going to be on both hands. You can try it now. Na is the ring tip and thumb tip. Ma with the pinky. Sa, ta, na, ma. Go ahead and give it a try. Going through those. So Sanskrit makes these sounds in our mouth, and we'll be hitting some acupressure points and meridian points inside our mouth, as well as on our fingertips when we're going through these. So we're always going from index to pinky, never going from pinky back. So it's index to pinky, one direction. Okay? So I'm gonna really quickly just play. This is from Insight Timer. Somebody else is singing. But I'm only going to play it so you guys can hear it, and then we're going to do our own, just so you can hear the tones, because I don't teach music, and I have no idea how to tell you the tones. So I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this, but I'm going to turn it up so you can hear her singing it. Can you hear? That's basically it. Okay, so we're going to do our own, and we're going to do 2 minutes out loud, 2 minutes. Actually, it takes some energy to do that. I can feel it all through my core when I'm trying to whisper it. And we're going to repeat it in our head for 4 minutes. It's going to be quiet. I'm not going to be talking you through it, and I am going to be using a timer. Okay, you guys ready to go? You just got to sit up nice and tall. Both hands are going to participate. Here we go. Oh, look at me. My timer just went on silent. Okay. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Sorry. Forgot one other thing. Your focal point is up here, third eye. And imagine that the universal life force is coming in like an L shape through the top of your head, out through here, and it's a constant flow. It's coming out. It's pouring in and flowing out from the top and out through the third eye. So the pituitary gland, pineal gland are in the center of our head. Literally, it has the shape of a retina. The yogis were brilliant. They didn't know that, but medical sciences discovered that the third eye functionally is shaped like that in the pineal gland. We're going to play on that. We're going to go imagine this energy is just flowing through us with our visualization right up here. And we're going to do these digits. Sorry, that was important. I don't want to forget that. Satanama. Let's go. Satanama. 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 One more. Satanama. And then whisper it, starting now in your your arms can be down if it's more comfortable. Give yourself a pause. And silently in your head, start now. This is 4 minutes. Still digiting. About halfway through. And just pouring in through the top of your head, out through the third eye. It's continuous flow. About 1 more minute. It's 30 seconds. Satana. Whisper, sorry. Satanama, 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 Satanama. One more minute. Satanama, 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 Satanama. One more. Satanama. Let it go. Close your eyes. Keep listening. Listen for it internally. You don't have to chant it, whisper it, sing it. Let it go on. Let your breath recover. Let's take an inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, out to the sides and down. And from the outside, reach the arms up. Maybe look up and bring it right down to home, hands to your heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Go up the middle. Out to the side, exhale. Out to the sides, up. Bring it right down, exhale. Last time. And when your arms come down by your sides, just let them rest. Let's go ahead and just do a few simple cat-cows. Just rocking back and forth, stretch your back out any way that feels good. Do one more round all the way down to the bottom of your exhale, and then coming on up. And turn once you're up to face let's do the right side of your chair first. Turn and face right. And we'll do a seated twist just to kind of clear out. So bring your hands to the back of your chair. Just gently use your arms, gently twist to the right. You can keep your head facing right or turn your head to the left if that feels better. Find something that feels good or explore some other neck movements. Now it's just about kind of sealing in energetically all the work you've done. Unkinking anything that might need to be unkinked. Definitely keep breathing. Nice, complete breaths. Still feeling the residue of all that work. One more round here. Stay to the bottom of your exhale. Gently unwind as you inhale. Just face your knees for a couple of breaths. And rotate around to the other side. Walk around. Hands to the back. Nice and easy twist. Just to a point of comfort. We explore some more different neck movements. Or hold it in one position if that feels best. Soften something. And take a couple more breaths. Stay to the bottom of your exhale. Just unwind all the way out as you inhale. And then just take a moment and face forward. And I'm going to turn sideways. Check in with what you feel like you need next. A couple options. You can just kind of rest on your knees or go between the legs if you feel like your back needs a little more of a stretch. If you want to open up the chest a little more, you can lean back into your hands, maybe press the hips up. Either one of those would be great. And so it'll be symmetrical, kind of both sides. You might feel like one more than the other. So do the one that feels best to you. Okay. And spend a couple of breaths. You can repeat it a couple of times if you're doing the back bend. Yeah, everybody's back bending. Feels good. Stretch it out. I don't know if you guys felt it as well, but the chanting it's kind of stimulating in a way, right? You're using a lot of energy for that. And I could feel all my core muscles working on that too. All right, you guys feeling good? Let's go ahead and transition back down to the floor and lay our legs over the chair. We'll do a figure 4 stretch laying on the floor just to stretch out our backs. So lay on down, legs over the chair. And whatever you might need for Savasana as well, have that here. So lay on down, prop up with any amount of props that you need. Scooch in comfortably close to the chair so that you feel like your low back flattens a little bit. You should be supported to the backs of your knees. Your calves should be fully on the seat of the chair. And then just keep your left leg there and bring your right ankle onto your left knee. You can use your right hand to hold the left crooked leg if you'd like. Just keep it really simple. Just relax your bent right knee. Just kind of hold it in place with the right hand and relax your hips. Just really passive twist here, or twist, really passive hip stretch. Of course, if you want to make it bigger, you can, right? You can lift your left leg up off the chair, but you don't have to. You can do whatever feels good to you. You might enjoy just rolling your head a little bit side to side since we've used our neck muscles quite a bit. Just to relieve any tension you might have in the neck. And if you're rolling the head side to side, just bring the head back to center and place the right leg on the chair and the left ankle on the right knee. Using your left arm to kind of prop that left knee to hold it in position so it doesn't fall out, so that you don't have to use your muscles of your legs or hips to keep that leg in place. So my left elbow is kind of like a little kickstand, and my hand is pressing into my thigh, my left thigh. My left hand and my left thigh are making a connection. Right side is passive. And then if you want neck turns here, head and neck rolls. By the way, that meditation, the Alzheimer's Foundation study, all of them, the 3 studies I mentioned, do the 12-minute version that we did today. But there is also, I think, a 4-minute and a 6-minute version as well. So they have shorter ones. And all you have to look up is Satana meditation. And you can find information about that. You can find versions that you can sing with. And I don't know the ratio of, 2 minutes of this and 2 minutes of that, 4 minutes of this. I don't know how they break those up, but you can look those up. The 12 minutes is the one that they studied. So I figured we'll just go for the gusto and do that one. All right, bring your head back to center and then lay your left leg back down. And if there's any other movements that you would like to do before Savasana, like if you want to hug your knees in or take a recline twist or something like that, now is a good time to do that. Otherwise, we're just going to drop into some easy rest here. Used a lot of energy in both the cross crawl practice and the meditation. So let's just give ourselves some good rest. So allow the back of your body to lean into the floor and the props beneath you. Feeling the bones resting down, heavy into the floor, and allowing the muscles to soften off the bones. No need to hold yourself, to brace yourself. And then allow the front of your body to lean into the back of your body. And be aware. Be aware of your whole body, free from effort, outside and inside. The right side and the left side left side and right side. Your whole body free from effort. And resting in your awareness. So go into the source of your awareness. Where do you feel it's originating from? Go there and rest in that. And notice your breath again. Give yourself a long, slow, smooth breath in. Long, slow, smooth breath out. And another. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles. Move in any way that feels good. Bring some energy back into your body. Now, when you're ready, roll over to your side. Use the strength of your arms to gently press yourself up to an easy seat. A moment to sit and feel the effects of your practice. By the way, dancing is a really good cross-crawl practice, swimming, walking. Those are just things we do, racket sports, those kinds of things too. Ping pong. All right. So nice and tall. Let's go ahead and do our mudra. So integration of right and left in Hakini mudra. To begin. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed your practice. You learned a couple of techniques. If you have any comments or questions, always open to hearing from you. If you're ready to just move on with the rest of your day, feel free to sign off and sayonara. We'll see you soon.
Suzanne,
Yeah.
can you review the bear?
The bear crawl? Yeah. The seated bear crawl?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just in the seated position, it's that. Yeah. So this knee and this arm are raised, and that knee and arm are raised.
Okay. All right.
It's like you're crawling on the floor, right? So, and crawling on the floor is great exercise. You can do it, with knees. That's how babies do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get up on your toes, like a bear. Same thing, but we're not weight bearing. Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah.
Thank you.
Bear crawl.
Thank you.
Have fun. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thank you. Stay upright,
Yeah.
dear. All right. Okay. Bye.